way too old. But today we're gonna do a presentation on marketing and like some strategies that we use, and like effective things and like how you can be like presented more professionally.
All right, so our business team and Team 930 works together to gather sponsors and raise money for our team. We want to create a unique but impactful name and our message in the FRC community. And obviously, to do that, we need to have a team brand. And we want to spread the word of first by planning and participating in various outreach events. And obviously, MROC is a great outreach event to come and meet a lot of you guys. So, two of our members of the team, my name's Alexis. I'm the business functional lead for the team. And then
I'm Evan. I'm just like the marketing sub lead.
Yep. And then we also have a finance sub lead on our team, and then many other business members that helps work to accomplish our goals for the year.
Okay, so like throughout this presentation, we're gonna go over a bunch of like topics. So like starting off, we're just gonna like talk about like creating a brand for a team, like what a brand is, what goes into that, and what like factors there are. Next, after that, we'll talk about like strategic partnerships, why it's important, how we go about like gathering sponsors and all that. Next up, we're gonna do like being presented as a business, like who that benefits, how you can do that. Next, we'll do like marketing at competitions, why that's like super important, what factors go into that. Finally, we'll talk about like importance of a social media presence and all like the strategies that we use, and we'll just talk about a couple tools then that we use that gather to success in our team. All right, so starting off, I just want to like discuss like what a brand is. So in our words, a brand can be summarized as the gut feelings, emotions, and ideas evoked from an interaction with something uniquely yours. When you like create a brand for your team, you kind of like just show other people what you want to be known as. So I just want to like go over a couple factors that go into like making a brand. Like start off with your logo. So I just want to like ask around the room, which one of these logos do you guys think is more beneficial? Like starting off with, you got a complex logo. If you're just giving like a raise of hands, like which one do you guys think? Or do you think this one is better, or do you think the simple one is better?
So
Start with
yeah,
the complex one.
The complex logo. Raise your hand if you think that previous logo was better than the current logo right here. And then who likes this logo right here?
That's all good. That makes a lot of sense. A simple logo is very nice. It's very easy to market, but there are a couple downsides to a simple logo. Like sometimes someone may be confused because there might not enough information. So some people might go to like a complex logo, which is just as good, but at the same time you could also be could confuse people with like so much detail. Okay, so a couple of other things that go into like making a brand. You want to be able to show people like what you're known as, and you can like add a lot of factors, including like colors, fonts, tone, etc. But like the main point when changing all these factors is that you stay consistent. So one like strategy that we use to stay consistent is that every year we create a brand standard, and then so like here's an example for like our team colors. We have this document. It's accessible through a Google Drive. So here's an example of one of our colors that we use. We share where the code is, how you can be found, and then we just give an example of what it should be used on. So like for this bear blue, that it's meant specifically for our merchandise and should like only be on clothing. And then here's another example of like a team font. We show exactly what font it is, what it looks like, and then we just kind of give a little description on where you should use it and how you should use it. So for the Montserrat bold italic, we say it should only be used for subtitles and main headers, and that there should be like a 1.5 spacing, and yeah.
So for strategic partnerships, sponsors are obviously one of the biggest parts for an FRC team. And if you choose the correct sponsors, it can have a much bigger impact on your season and for your future for the team. Certain sponsors that you partner with can ultimately reflect your values as a team and impact the community around you. So for example, one of our sponsors right here, Komatsu, has been a sponsor for Team 930 for a very long time, and it has allowed us to display our goals, since both Komatsu and our team have very similar goals going forward, and it allows for a stronger partnership and more communication between the team and going forward. Creating a two-sided partnership allows for a deeper connection between the sponsor and your team, and it creates a lot of stability for your team going forward and allows for more opportunities going forward. Sponsoring with companies that reflect your team values, your team's core values, has a deeper understanding of what you want to do going forward and creates opportunities for not only students, but mentors for the team, and then just opportunities for your team as a whole. You can create demos, you can have jobs for students, and really just see how do you want to shape your team going forward and how do you want to be known as. Opportunities created for your team, obviously for demonstrations, can be extremely helpful since you're able to see where you want to be seen in your community and how many people that you want to reach and impact. Being presented as a business, it doesn't only benefit your team, it can also benefit your community around you and your interaction with businesses. Marketing throughout FRC can be an awesome experience, and a very important part of that marketing side is your team being treated and presented as if it were an actual business. A team that is run the correct way can lead to many benefits, many that Team 930 has seen through the years. Benefits can lead to your team being more seen as a credible team, being provided with more opportunities, and being able to help more teams around you. This leads to more future opportunities for both students and mentors, and obviously the overall success of the team. Establishing more credibility also increases your name in the FRC community. You're able to get your name out there, see how many people that you can ultimately impact, and just teach more people what your team does and how you can grow as a team yourselves.
Okay, so like marketing at competitions. So marketing throughout FRC, like as you know, plays a major role. But when it comes to competitions, I think it is one of like your most valuable parts because you're going to be surrounded by a massive like majority of FRC community. There's so many people that can like get exposed to your team, what your values are, who you are, and there's a lot of strategies that go into presenting yourself at a market or at a competition. So we're just going to share a couple that Team 930 uses specifically. So starting off, we share our big sponsor banner. It's kind of showing up there. We have it displayed up in our kit. Shows off all our sponsors, who we work well with, and it shows off that blue having the consistent, and we have our logo right dead in the middle, and then we share that it's nice and simple. And another thing that we also use is we spend a bunch of time using buttons. Team 930 is known for like doing more funny like meme buttons to like connect more with the FRC community. So here's like all the ones that we did this previous year. This just allows teams to connect more with us on a more like personal level because we show that we like to have fun, but like are still serious about the competition. Marketing at like competitions also allows you to like gain that recognition in your team, but it can also gain like sponsors that can see you more. Like it just shows that you can work well with them.
Buttons are a huge part of just a competition season. Obviously, you'll go to a team's pit sometimes and just say, hey, I'm looking for buttons. Do you guys have your button bin? Because I know you have any of these buttons and I wanted to come by and take some from the competition. Where it can seem like somewhat of a simple thing to do sometimes with buttons. You're just, oh, we need to laser and cut out the buttons and then we just need to make them and then we'll pass them out and people will take them. It somewhat sometimes seems like a simple thing to do, but also can be a ultimately large part of being recognized by other FRC teams in your community or at a competition, and they'll be coming back to your pit to see, wow, I really like your buttons, but first, let's also then see the rest of your pit. Oh, I really like that sponsor banner in the back. Maybe our team could do something like that too. Or you're also able to see, maybe we have a sponsor in common. It'd be really cool to do maybe a similar event together for outreach. It's just ultimately getting your name out there, even through small things such as buttons, and just being able to promote more to the competition and just the world around you.
Okay, So then I want to talk a little bit of like having a social media presence and why that's like super important. So as people know, like social media is like everywhere nowadays. It allows you to get your name out there, and it really shows people that who you are, and you can show off all the cool things that your team is doing, and you can even share ideas with other teams and get them inspired and them more into like the idea first. So like in a social media team, it's super important that you like stay active, actively engage with your audience, and that you're staying consistent as well in the community. And like what we have to do is have a consistent theme. We post a big picture of like our robots or an outreach event that we are doing, and then we just give a big description on what that is. And then here's like a bunch of the social media platforms that we are using. Instagram is probably one of our biggest ones right now. Facebook also, we've been gathering on. TikTok, we just recently started. We don't have anything uploaded yet, but we are planning on expanding that, seeing that how popular that is getting. LinkedIn, it allows like students to connect with Team 930 on LinkedIn and gain their like, professional career more. And Snapchat, it's kind of a work in progress with that. That's right now more of a way of students to just keep up with what the team is up to.
Yeah, there's definitely benefits to each different platform. Instagram, as you can see right here, if you're staying consistent and really continuing to promote your team, we were mentioned on the first official page about our LEGO summer camp and really what we're doing with that in the next few weeks. Just staying consistent, saying, hey, this is what we're doing, and this is a really cool thing we're doing. We want to promote to more people. We want to market to more people, saying, this is our team, and this is what we want to accomplish. And then there's Facebook, there's different insights that you can see. It's really beneficial to see once after you make a post, how many people did this reach. So like right here, this was one of our posts from, it was during the March season. It was able to reach over 3,000 people. And it's really just seeing those insights that you're able to see on your account saying, hey, this reached this amount of people over this course of time, maybe a week, it could be a month, over several posts, and maybe even seeing the ideal time to post to your followers to say, this is the time that people are on the most often, maybe 2 o'clock per se. And that's when you'll want to schedule a post to say, hey, this is marketed the most to the most people. And then we obviously have one of our more popular posts. This was at Sussex when we did a traversal climb, and it reached, I know it passed right there. It went and promoted to over 4,000 people. So it's just really staying consistent. TikTok, like Devin said, it's a work in progress, and that's just going to be a great way to connect with more people with first. LinkedIn, you're able to see old students and alumni are able to connect on LinkedIn, and it's a really good spot for sponsors and businesses to see what your team is and how you can progress going forward. That's a great place to connect. And then Snapchat is a great place for mainly students to say, just keep in contact with each other, seeing how they personally can promote the team, and just working together to ensure that we are promoting the team positively.
Okay, and then I just want to talk about like, a couple effective tools that we've used over like Team 930's career to like stay professional. So one of our big ones right now is that we use Canva, and this like allows us to help us create all our social media graphics so that we can make it more eye appealing and have it stand out more on like a social platform, so people can be like, whoa, I should go check that out. What's that all about? And then another tool that we use is going to be the use of Trello. This is like more of an organizational tool. This one allows all students to like make goals for the night, for the week, or even a month. And then as like goals are created, it allows us to like check them off, so everyone knows when they're completed, what each sub-team is doing, so we can all work together to achieve the team success. And then like another thing I just wanted to add really quick is that within the next year, we plan on shifting more towards like Adobe products, so that we can teach students more like professional work, and it'll give them those more like business skills, because if you look on a resume and someone says, oh, in high school I had over 2 years of Adobe experience, they're gonna really enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big goal for our business team is to be able to learn about Adobe, all the different platforms that they provide, and ultimately learning and gaining that certificate in Adobe. And as you get that certificate, you're able to progress going forward saying, well, at the time, I only had the basic understanding of Adobe, where now you have a certificate, you're able to go on to make whatever you need to, and that really impresses wherever you go off to in the future, whether that be college, the job market. It will just really impress the industries around you, saying that you gain these skills in a FIRST robotics team and you're able to put them to good work through social media, promoting the team, flyers, marketing, and obviously the team brand as a whole.
Okay, and then just like a little recap slide. So like marketing, it plays a substantial role throughout an FRC team. It makes people seem a lot more professional. There's tons of strategies that go into it. A lot of them we talked about today. It allows you to create your team image, show teams who you want to be with, what your values are. It keeps your team organized in multiple ways, and it overall just establishes your team as a business, makes you look a lot more professional. And that is all we're gonna have for today. You guys had any questions? No.
Yeah, what's your question?
Other than Canva and Syria,